Country's COVID recovery rate reaches 94.11%. Meghalaya reports 686 total active cases with 114 deaths so far. Meghalaya government to bail MEECL out of its current financial mess by investing more on the corporation, says Power Minister. NCC Northeast region to expand its services to areas in Meghalaya bordering Bangladesh. East Gender Hills Police seized huge cache of explosives during operation. 6 persons arrested. And now for the news in detail. With cumulative recovery toll nearing almost 90 lakh, the national recovery rate has leaped ahead and reached 94.11%. The recovered cases in the country stand at over 20 times the number of active cases. The number of new daily cases has been below the 50,000 mark for 26 consecutive days. In the last 24 hours, nearly 35,500 new confirmed cases were reported, while nearly 41,000 people recovered successfully during the same period. The total active cases in the country today stands at 4,22,943, which comprises merely 4.44% of the total reported cases. In Meghalaya, the total number of active cases stands at 686 and 114 people have succumbed to the virus till date. Meghalaya Power Minister James P.K. Sangma said today that the state government has decided to invest more on the Meghalaya Energy Corporation Limited to bail it out of its current financial mess. Talking to newsmen, the Power Minister said that the current crisis in MECL is a result of years of unbundling and outstanding liabilities. Sangma said that there has been to be infusion of capital into the MECL in terms of improving the system to cut down on the losses, both technical and commercial. He added that the government will assess and examine the areas where intervention is required in terms of technology and to cut down on the losses of the various departments of the corporation. On non-payment of employee salaries, Sangma said the government is looking into this aspect.
We are doing that we will be able to bring about a turnaround. And this crisis that is plaguing the MECL right now is something that has accrued or accumulated over many years. So ever since there was an unbundling of the corporation, there has been many things which have really set back the MECL financially, and we have decided that there has to be infusion of capital into the MECL in terms of improving the system, and only by improving the system that we will be able to cut down on the losses. These are technical and commercial losses.
Meghalaya Chief Minister Conrad K. Sangma on Wednesday informed that the entry point at Umling in Ribhoi district will be activated within the next few days, adding the people who will be manning the point are currently being trained. The government had earlier sanctioned 15 crore rupees to set up the facilitation centre at Umling, but the same was desanctioned and in its stead, 2.8 crore rupees was released to set up prefab structures at the entry-exit point at Umling. Reacting to the demand for speedy implementation of the inner line permit, the Chief Minister said the state government is sincere in its effort to pursue this issue with the centre.
We have been already communicating with everybody that there is a sincere effort from the government side. Even the governor has ensured that he will take up the matter with centre, not just for the ILP but also for the MRSSA, to ensure that we are monitoring the people who are coming in. Is something that we are very committed to, and that is the reason why now the entry exit points, especially the entry point at Umling, is ready physically, but we are just training the manpower now, and I think within a matter of days we should be seeing that entry point being activated. So therefore,
the Kachar-based Khasi Giant Development Council Demand Committee met Meghalaya Chief Minister Conrad K. Sangma on Wednesday to seek his intervention into the long-pending demand for creation of the Khasi Giant Development Council in Assam. In a memorandum submitted to the Chief Minister, the KGCDC urged him to initiate measures with his counterpart Sarbananda Sonowal to consider the demand for creation of the Development Council. The KGCDC said that despite having all the historical primitive trades, characteristic and traditional customary practices, the community is still being neglected. It may be mentioned that Kachar-based organization has been demanding for a development council since 2011. The committee is an organization seeking constitution of a development council for the Khasi tribe based in the Barak Valley of Assam.
If you go to Barak Valley, to the Khasi villages, they are mostly located in hilly areas, in remote areas, where there is very less connectivity, there is no roads, there is no water supply. Literally, there is no development, zero development in those areas. So if the development council is there, if it is being constituted by the government, whereby the government will nominate members in order to, to see through about the developmental activities in that area through the grants given by the government, then at least the dignity of living will be raised up to the standard, up to some level.
The Northeast Region Directorate of the National Cadet Corps in Meghalaya is in process of expanding its services to areas bordering Bangladesh. Several schools and colleges in the state have been identified in Khasi, Jaint and Garo Hills for introducing NCC. Major General Ananta Bhuyan, ADG NER NCC, said that a total of 18,273 vacancies have been allotted to the Northeast, wherein Assam will get 4,218, while Meghalaya has a maximum vacancy of 5,565.
60 schools and colleges have been identified, and all the three regions, that is Garo Hills, in Khasi Jaint and Jainta Hills. So what we have done is we have interacted with the district commissioner and the inspector of schools and told them that this is the directions which have come from top, and let's identify which are those schools and colleges where we can introduce NCC. So along with them, together we identify those schools and colleges which are as close as to the Bangladesh border.
East Jainta Hills Police on Wednesday evening seized a huge cache of explosives from one white bolero bearing Assam registration at Kongong under Ladrambai Police Outpost. Around 10 cartons filled with 250 kilograms of explosives, which are 2,000 gelatin sticks, 1,000 live detonators, were recovered from the vehicle. 2 occupants of the vehicle were arrested, and on their leading, 4 more persons were arrested from Umling, Mokampat and Sankilo. The arrested persons then led the police team to a concealed place at Sankilo on the Clear police station, from where the explosives were suspected to have been loaded into the seized bolero. A search of the place was conducted in the presence of independent witnesses, and from where 51 cartons loaded with approximately 1,275 kilograms of explosive, 10,200 gelatin sticks, 5,000 live detonators and 8 rolls of Cortex fuse suspected to be of the same kind used in the recent Kilo blast was seized. Altogether, 1,525 kilograms of explosives were seized. The Ministry of Health and Family Welfare has issued standard operating procedures on the preventive and precautionary measures to be followed to contain the spread of COVID-19 in the country. The Health Ministry, in recognition of the fact that marketplaces are visited by a large number of people for their daily needs, shopping, entertainment and food, has designed a protocol to contain the spread of COVID-19. These guidelines shall be applicable to both retail and wholesale markets and can be found and downloaded from the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare website. Guidelines including making face masks mandatory, regular sanitization, deep cleansing of toilets, ensuring physical distancing, among others. Now for the weather report. Shillong's maximum temperature touched 17.3 degrees Celsius, while the minimum temperature was recorded as 8.6 degrees Celsius. The relative humidity in the morning was 77%, while the relative humidity in the evening was 75%. The forecast for Shillong and its adjoining areas is that the region will likely witness moderate fog at isolated places. Our news bulletin is now available live on our YouTube page. In addition to watching on television, viewers may visit the DD News Shillong YouTube channel to tune in to our daily bulletin. Before we wrap up, let's take a quick recap of the headlines. The country's COVID recovery rate reaches 94.11%. Meghalaya reports 686 total active cases with 114 deaths so far. Meghalaya government to bail MECL out of its current financial mess by investing more on the corporation, says Power Minister. NCC Northeast region to expand its services to areas in Meghalaya bordering Bangladesh. East Gentle Hills Police seized huge cache of explosives during an operation, 6 persons arrested. Well, that's all we have for you today. Thank you for watching and do tune in again tomorrow to the same time and the same channel. Goodbye.